Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Company Wars 1 replay. Spawn on the top right side as the Wehrmacht player. We have Schneizel 00. Spawn as his Wehrmacht ally, or Panzer Elite ally. We have JimTvaroh. Spawn on bottom right side as the British forces. We have Leemids. And spawning as the British forces, we have Putin. Go fuck yourself. We do now have a Wehrmacht corps deployed on out. We go get some armor cars? Yes. Oh, 2 Brits. As long as I don't go really for both first emplacements, the armor cars should do reasonably well. They do have to always have to be careful. Panzer Grenadiers advancing forward, Pioneers capture some sectors. Let's see. I always like to play the game. What's being employed now? MG42, Volksgrenadiers, Schirmwagen, or motorcycle? I'm guessing MG42. JimTvaroh, I'm always wrong. Munitions point has been captured, as noted by the Pioneers. JimTvaroh Type 166 deployed out on the field. And most of these scope rifles will capture this field point now. HQ command truck crawling his way forward. This HQ command truck is still deployed and out, but there's no resources there. He's actually failed to capture that sector. That needs to be captured on up in order to get the resources flowing. I suppose fuel can flow. I suppose if you ever dump out a bunch of bullets onto the ground, it does sort of flow out of the box. By the way, get the scope rifles not behind some light cover. Panzer Grenadiers, getting knocked around by his teammate Schirmwagen. But we'll go to heavy cover there. Didn't receive any fire there. The Schirmwagen received the fire, which is actually pretty good for the Panzer Grenadiers. Schirmwagen can easily repair it on up. Panzer Grenadiers, not so much at this moment. Pioneers in this region as well. They could potentially repair up the Schirmwagen combat, though that would be a bit dangerous. And this Panzer Grenadier is getting some good damage as well as upgrade the G43s. You now have the Grad advancing forward, and the Panzer Grenadiers eyeing for some more heavy cover. You now have the Scope Rifle Squad advancing forward, trying to capture some sectors. MG42 engaged at close range, deployed designated marksman onto the gunner. Gunner's still not firing. He may find this model right there, but nope. He could have held out for a brief moment longer, maybe not. Scope Rifle's trying to pursue the force, but Schirmwagen's doing a great job interrupting the Scope Rifle Squad, preventing him from able to target the last man. Fresh Volksgrenadier Squad on the build queue. Pioneers are now falling back. Scope Rifle Squad is advancing forward, and now fresh slit trench as well. Flaming Pioneers will probably be very useful to save his teammate from deploying out any incendiary grenades to help clear out those trenches. Although incendiary mortar half tracks are always quite handy to have, whether or not for the incendiary mortar effect or not. Munitions point trying to beat the capture as well. One of the British players could be a very aggressive trying to lock down the sector by placing it right around here, but that may be a little bit too aggressive, especially when the Wehrmacht player can deploy out some AK-38s and Panzer trucks a bit more easily than the Panzer Elite player. Got a bit of a burst there on this Grad going on forward. He's perhaps just trying to go forward with scouting, see what's going on, see where they're placing out, because knowing which sectors opponents to place their HQs at is very important, actually. It gives an idea of what type of build they're going for. If they go for munitions points, munitions sectors, they're probably eyeing for a bunch of infantry focus. And going for field, go for a vehicle focus. Or some sort of tank rush. I suppose that's pretty obvious, though. We do now have the Flamer Pioneer gain some burst there under this trench, gain some great damage there. The burst looks like it was hitting a little bit short, mostly. Rolling some misses there. And getting some good damage there now. Slit Trench has received quite a bit of fire now. It does abandon Slit Trench. Does go ahead and swap with the garrison. Flamer Pioneer is down to one last model. It's forced withdrawal. But he does escape up out of it barely, but does escape on out. As Grenadier, I don't think it's going for incendiary grenades, at least not anything being applied to the HQ just yet. And dealing with the Slit Trench right here is not going to be fun right now. Wehrmacht Sniper now deployed on the field, ready to pick off some of these models at range. And now we do also have the Bren carrier moving around. And I'm glad that the lag spikes cleared on up. I'm not sure what of the many things I did. I'm now thinking it was actually having too many Google Chrome tabs open, because sometimes just middle mouse button and then drag a tab to another screen. A little bit too much than I really should have. Oh, watch this YouTube video later, then I completely forget about it. Which also probably could eat up RAM. Sniper does go ahead and rolls a miss. Got, of course, rifle grenades engage at close range. Armor car advancing forward. It may have been, with a slit trench here, it may have been a little bit better to go for mortar half track, though the armor car would be effective versus everything else in general. Such as dealing with that scope rifle squad. He may run him down, skip the trench, go straight for that scope rifle squad. Those are medics and not anything important to stop the armor car. He does find this forward HQ right here, and we'll get him outside the retreat. Going for the lieutenant now, buttons the vehicle with a nearby something. Friend carrier's got 2 friend carriers right there, and another button right there, but is able to blitz on out of there, because I think that's exclusive, set to exclusive when the modifier, when trying to move around. At least in Company Heroes 1, or not Company Heroes 1, in Company Heroes 2, you can set the modifiers, apply modifiers to exclusive, so it will only take that modifier, only apply that modifier, and all the modifiers with the same name will not be applied. So I'm wondering if that's how that one's programmed. Either way, you got these, oh, that's not a fresh trench, that is a, well, that is a fresh trench. He's trying to build that trench in combat. It's not a very good idea, in terms of the nearby autocannon in the region. It's probably best to destroy the trench while at it as well. Does destroy that slit trench. And now we got the friend carrier advancing forward. Got 2 armor cars now advancing forward. We got 2 222s with a 2-centimeter cannon. And appears they fire around 2 rounds per minute. Or 2 rounds per second. Okay, no, that's a stupid joke line. Friend carrier is now falling back, the MMG carrier. JimTvaroh armor cars are still advancing forward. It does go ahead and take out the friend carrier there, the MMG carrier. The other one's now going to go with the MMG carrier. It will likely get overrun by these 222s. This 222 is quite wounded, but the other one's getting targeted. JimTvaroh's getting in the mix as well. We'll be able to pursue this friend carrier to the ends of the earth. Scope rifles getting some damage in as well, and the other friend carrier has gone down. These forces all falling back, and these 222s need to fall back, get some repairs. Going for defense, once durable 222s. Now we got 3 222, third 222. Pack 38 deployed out on the field. We do now have the no casualty clearing station here. Looks like the casualty clearing station's deployed out right here. He may need to get out his own for healing. Second pack. Yep. Looks like he actually did it all and do that, or does, or is. Yeah, is, or will. While second pack 38 would be nice to have in the future, in this moment in time, not critical. Of course, that can easily change. We do now have a bow force replacement going on down. That will prevent any 222, the 3 222s from advancing. Going for tank destroyer doctrine.
Pioneers here.
Let's see, he says he's going for tank destroyer doctrine. Let's take a look at everybody's potential doctrines. No doctrine selected for this British player at the moment. No doctrine selected for this British player either. The Wehrmacht player doesn't have a doctrine. And the Panzer player has claimed he's got a doctrine. We do have 1 command point consumed. Gut feeling he may have went for Teller Mines. Oh, I think he referred to the JimTvaroh. Oh, it wasn't at least anything lethal onto any of these units. Didn't sustain any additional damage. These intersections will receive quite a bit of autocannon fire. We do got Piet squad here needs to advance forward to throw some Piets. What is a Piet? It's like a handheld mortars launched by a spring, if I remember correctly. It's some really stupid design, honestly. Though I suppose it does have access to top-down attack occasionally. And sloped armor would not be very effective versus it, since it already fires at a high angle. That sloped armor is actually more or less a straight-on collision, I suppose. Sniper now deployed on the field for the Wehrmacht player. Slit trench is crewed by this lieutenant. Oh, notice look at the medics being gunned down. And the lieutenants to keep inside this trench means it course, he doesn't have to worry about scuttling it, and you don't really care about running around the lieutenant all too much sometimes. That sounds like a 25-pounder. 25-pounder now put on the field, so he may have gone for Royal Artillery. Let's see if we see any command point select deployed on in. So, yep, very likely Royal Artillery. And there's no board select. Oh, there goes the sniper. There's no boards here, so he's not Royal Engineer, so very, very likely Royal Artillery. And since it's a 2v2, so very likely we will see Royal Artillery. Both of us get some good hits there. Let's see, what's the angle of this? It is firing uphill, though it may hit some stuff right here, but firing uphill is generally good because it gets some splash around the unit rather than trying to fight through a hill and hit the ground in front of it. Well in front of it. These forces are starting to advance on forward, getting some damage on in. He is trying to push forward, trying to get some shots on in. 2-2 so are still plenty healthy. That one does avoid those Piets as well. Autocannon still firing away. The truck itself is now down. Now it has no longer have any cover right there. Other than a bit of light cover, of course. You do also have a bit of backdrop there as well, so that may be not a great position for those forces. Button does put him on those vehicles, does blitz on out of there. 25-pounders do find a good hit there onto that 2-2. Luckily, he has his rear armor exposed, which means he can run away safely without trying to microwave back home. Pack 38 camouflage right there. Let's see. I may have had that 25-pounder selected while switching between players, but do have another 25-pounder here. Diagonal on that hole as well. So I wonder if they've both gone for Royal Artillery. Let's see. No command points actually consumed, so he may not have gotten Royal Artillery. He may just deploy himself all 25-pounder. It is relatively close, you don't need supercharged rounds. I don't know why I want to say supercharged particle. Oh, that's Kane's Wrath. Supercharged particle beams. By the way, you don't need supercharged rounds at that close range. You now have these Piet squads facing forward, and they are wounded. I wonder if he's gotten for 4-man squads. Yeah, everything's down by that equal amount. So I think he has 4-man squads. Got 3 tank busters now advancing forward. That's because him hits there on those bigger squads, but these guys are not doing all too well. They are, of course, going to fall back now. See if we see another Piet Grenadier. Still 3 members. Since his opponent, his teammate has gone for tank destroyer, it may be a good idea for the my words mixed up. The Wehrmacht player to go for some sort of off-map artillery, whether it be terror or defensive. Flak 88s are pretty effective versus static structures, so you get close enough deployed. Though also going for a mass amount of workmen's wouldn't hurt. There goes that Bren gun, getting annihilated by these armored cars. Repairs being deployed on out to that Vickers replacement. Very nice. Volksgrenadiers captured up some sectors. And not reinforced just yet. Wait, he doesn't have base healing either. That's probably healing now. Yep, that's definitely healing. And he does have 4-man squad, so I was correct about that. Very nice. Cromwell's now a Cromwell deployed out in the field. But those Panzerstrix killer, of course, can rip it apart quite easily.
Comfort have upgraded defensive operations.
Speaking of defensive, got a lot of defense efficiency as well. He is raining on in. Does get a hit there of the Cromwell onto the 2-2. Trying to focus on the Piet squad. Cromwell does get a good hit there as well. We have half-track advancing forward. Efficiency 1. He did not body block his teammate, which is good. Workman eyeing for a barrage onto this Cromwell, getting some good splash onto it. Somehow the first 2 got a good hit ends there, but the other 4 did not. Over here, we've got the Flak Pack 38 getting overrun by the Scope Rifle Squad, but does get saved by these 2-2s. Pantrix advancing forward, still only single Pantrix deployed on now. Fiat squads advancing forward, as well as the Brent squads. Officer artillery raining on in. I think that's the vector target. Gets a good hit there. Pantrix squads will need to fall back, seeing good fire there. Does throw fire, got incendiary grenades deployed out as well. Another incendiary grenade right there, force back the Fiat squads and those British forces, but these squads need to fall back as well. We've seen a bit too much damage. Scout cars advancing forward, Cromwell advancing forward to contend with them. Left inside the slit trench, it's a good hard point. Oh, did I have the other 25 pounder selected while switching players? Now there's multiple lines on the ground. Fire the Stuka to object, please. Is you pinging a sort of emplacement? Object. Not sure what he means by object. That Warfman did not do all too great. We got all these forces being healed up and reinforced. We got 2 lieutenants in the region. French has been scuttled. 2 Cromwells now deployed on the field. That should be very effective versus the opponent's current composition, barring the Piets. Not Piets, Pantrix. Efficiency 2 light vehicles has been deployed now. Maybe a good idea for the Wehrmacht player to go for defensive at this rate, while the 25 pounders can decrew the blockades with relatively ease. The efficiency, of course, does translate as well. You have a 70 pounder here, as well as 3 25 pounders now deployed on the field.
Panzer, the indomitable Hetzer tank is now available.
Hetzer's now available. Lieutenant's advancing forward with these forces. Scope 5 squad does fall back as well. Large wave of tank buses advancing forward. He does, and G43 squad. At this one time, he may not need to get Panthers out with num Pantrix he has deployed now, assuming how much they disintegrate. Save grenade was thrown there. These forces aren't doing all too well. Warfman's now raining on in. Force back those forces. Ooh, there's a lot of kill marks there. I wonder if he lost a Pantrix squad. He did lose one of the Pantrix squads. Biggest replacement of suppressing now the G43 squad. Over here, we do have the armor cars advancing forward, trying to deal with these Fiats. And it looks like the Pack 38 may have actually been trying to be captured on up, but may have been destroyed by a stray shot from the 222s. Armor cars are not doing all too well. Pack 38 sitting on up, does roll a miss there. There is a landmine there, that's a teller mine. And gets a damage engine crit, not a destroyed engine crit. Good damage on the Cromwell, however. Pack 38 needs to rotate back around. He may go for a Panzerfaust as well. Does go for the Panzerfaust, does lose the 25 pounder for Pack 38 to a 25 pounder barrage. May want to see a Warfman barrage in this region. A bit concerned of what his Panthers would be a bit lacking. Warfman barrage raining on in. You got a hero charge charging on forward. And the Schimwagen does go on down. These forces do fall on back. These forces push their way forward.
The enemy will never be able to match the efficiency of our support command structure.
As a support command now research. And we know he has Pantrix. And I think he... Not sure about the Panzer command if that has been upgraded. So he may have all the research required for Panther research. Does take out the Cromwell now.
Fearless troops have yet again destroyed the enemy's armor. Our brave infantry can now double their efforts against enemies.
Ooh, that 25 pounder barrage a little bit short. We also got a Warfman barrage hitting this general region, getting some decent damage. Over here, these forces are advancing forward. Scope Rifle Squad does get forced on back. We've still got a pair of Cromwells here. Are the Brits just going mass Cromwells? At least this player is. Magic squads do get suppressed and pinned. And he does have the double pan strike upgrade or optional abilities researched as well. MG42 now sitting on up. The Bears have a very, very good frontal line. But right now the Axis Specialists is having trouble cracking through. No doctrine selected by the Wehrmacht player just yet. And
Jerry's cut forward supply.
not sure. He's definitely selected doctrine, not sure what it is. I think they've gone for double Royal Artillery.
Jerry has only 200 points remaining.
Flame Pioneer down to one last model there. Cromwell's advancing forward. Do now have the Panzer Command deployed on out. He may... It's probably pretty far away from getting out of Panther. Nothing in the build queue. And if he does start deploying out Panther, once he gets enough resources, all the structure will be destroyed in the first place. Those teammates pushing forward with some Panther Strikes. That's 4 Panther Strikes right there. If he's able to focus fire, Officer Artillery now raining on in, I believe. The captain's right there. Nope, that is a Vector Target. But it's there. Vector Target first rounds will be raining in relatively soon. Does say the Panzer Command. And does not get a volley off there. Going for a Grenadier, trying to pull out some Panther Strikes. And Panzer Grenadiers may need to fall back, but not a forward. That's his teammate space. So doing a forward retreat doesn't go back in the artillery fire. We have Knights Crossovers now on the field. Does have no veterans on them, no veterans on the way either. He's gone for Firestorm, going for the V4. The V4 will be, of course, put some big holes.
They defended the fatherland until death.
How you do that with the captain? Did he do something with the weird of the captain? Wolfram and Barrage raining on in. Nice crossovers advancing forward. Got the MG42 now firing away. And now the MG42 that actually does stay alive there. Does fall back now. Maybe now is a good time. Oh, he spent a lot of munitions there. Double pan strikes on the Grenadier. That's what's consumed all his munitions. I was going to say, maybe it's a good time to follow him home for a Firestorm, but it's not a possibility. Looks like I got more Vector Target being brought on in. 17 Pounder now receiving a lot of automatic weapons fire. Should be able to get it cleaned up very shortly. Flamer getting some great damage as well. Over here we've got 4 Cromwells to play on the field. Parent Panther's now been deployed on out. Wehrmacht Panther is not on the way just yet. 17 Pounder looks like it has been saved. Patrick Squad does fall back. Think Buster's now advancing forward. They may get the kill there onto that 17 Pounder. Does get the kill there on the 17 Pounder. He is now raining on him. Does get some damage for those tank busters, and they do fall back now. Cromwell's now falling back away from the Panthers. And a great Warfman barrage right there. I saw one good hit. MG receiving a bit of fire there. And good hits there onto the MG emplacement. Do now have the MG42 trying to get some suppression there. Does get some suppression there. He has to find a hit there on the Panthers. And 25 Pounders do force back the nice crossholders. X-Players are running a bit low on tickets. Cromwell's advancing forward. We've got 5 Cromwells advancing the flank. The Pioneers do spot this. He does have Pack 30 here. Veteran C2, camouflage, and a pair of landmines here. Nope, that's a pair of Teller mines. The one may hit both. Destroyed it. Oh, that is a dead Cromwell there, but that's still... Oh, the other one found the landmine. That was only one landmine detonation. It finds another landmine detonation there. Holy crap, those Teller mines were excellent. Focus on damage right there. Focus on this one here. The Pack 30 can go down. Focus on the one that doesn't have, can't run away, or can run away. The short infantry there, both of them goes down. And this one just sitting there. This Cromwell can still run away. Nope, now his damage crit can no longer run away. These Panthers should be vetted up very quickly. These forces now falling on back. Each section is advancing forward with 4 or 3 Piets. And the Workman is now receiving a lot of fire from these forces. He's going to try to run away now. And does get that one lost. We do now have a... Okay, that barrage went over there. We do have the propaganda war now being utilized. I think just used propaganda war right there. And mentioned beforehand, a lot of free munitions there with a lot of salvage. There's 5 wreckages there. How much munitions does that give him? It all depends on the health of those carcasses. And these forces do go ahead and fall on back. Good penetrative hits there onto the 25-pounders. We have a pair of stag hounds trying to get some suppression there. It does take a 25-pounder as well. Panther's now advancing forward. Not repaired, but plenty healthy enough. One of the British players that are now backed out of the game. And these will start advancing forward. Piets can do some damage there. It does have at least 1 Bren for buttons as well. 3 Piets are now trying to line up shots, and the Bren squad does fall back as well. And in fact, they're sort of soft moving. Oh, trying to recapture the 60-pounder there. I wonder if he is replaced by an AI. And I wasn't paying attention. With one of the players now backing out of the game's ultimately over. So go ahead and fast forward to the rest of the game. Yep, one player's backed out. The other player should back out relatively shortly. And that is the end of the replay. This is Adam Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.